Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Burke. Today I'm going to teach you about simplifying algebraic expressions with positive and negative numbers. The diagram below should look familiar because we use this when we learn the distributive property. It looks like expanding the expression where you have three groups of 2x plus 4. You can see the three groups noted by each of the rows that I am circling, and when you combine all of them, all of the x's, there are 6 x's in that orangish color and 12 ones in the green color. If you use the distributive property and distribute by multiplying 3 times 2x and 3 times 4, you will get the same expression, 6x plus 12. And the picture above shows that exact expression. Let's try the other examples. If you distribute the 3 times 5a, 3 times 5a gives you the 15a, and 3 times 7 will give you 21. You're going to continue to keep the symbol in between as it was before. So 15a plus 21 is the answer. For example B, we're going to do the same thing and multiply 5 times the 4b. Remember, you can multiply anything you want together. You just have to make sure that if you are adding or subtracting, it has the same letter. 5 times 4b is 20b, and 5 times 8 is 40. And then we're going to continue to keep the subtraction sign that was in between the two terms in the original expression in the answer. We can do the same thing with fractions. 1/2 times 2x and 1/2 times the 4. 1/2 times 2x. Remember, multiplying fractions is no problem. Top times top and bottom times bottom gives you 2 over 2x or 1x, and 1/2 times 4, you can think of it as 1/2 of 4, or top times top, bottom times bottom gives you 4 over 2. And again, we're going to keep that plus sign in the middle. This will simplify to 1x, or just x, plus 2. Go ahead and try the two other fractional ones below. Next, we have the decimal factors. You can also multiply with decimals, distributing those. 0.2 times 4x. Remember, you're going to multiply normally. 4 times 2 is 8, and then move the decimal as many places as there are in the original answer behind the decimal. Continue to keep that x, and then also 0.2 times 3. 2 times 3 is that 6. We're going to move the decimal one place to the left and then keep that plus sign in the middle. 0.8 or 0.8x plus 0.6 is our answer. Go ahead and try number 5. Next, we're going to try with negative factors. We can distribute the negatives that are in front. Still just multiplying now -3 times each of the numbers inside. Negative 3 times x gives us negative 3x, and negative 3 times 2 gives us negative 6. When we write our answer, in our original problem we had a plus, but when we simplify it, we can also write it as negative 3x minus 6, because we know subtracting is the same as adding the opposite. Go ahead and try the next two problems. The last one before we get to applications has a negative in front with no number in front. That just means there's an invisible 1 there. So -1 is being multiplied by each of the terms on the inside. -1 times negative 0.4k is going to be positive 0.4k, and -1 times 2.5 is going to give us negative 2.5. Keep that subtraction sign in the middle, but we know when we have subtraction, we can do keep, change, change. By changing the sign of the second number, that will make our final answer, our completely simplified answer, 0.4k plus 2.5. Now, time to apply it. The most common application of this is with area and perimeter. Perimeter, remember, means adding all of the sides. When we have a rectangle, the opposite sides are always equal. So 4 is on also the right-hand side, and the bottom, or base, is 3x plus 5. When we find the perimeter, we add all 4 of those sides. We can also simplify that by multiplying the base times 2 and the height times 2, and then adding the 2 together. That way we can also use the distributive property for the perimeter as well as the area. When we multiply 2 times 3x, we get 6x, and 2 times 5 to get 10, and then multiplying the 2 times 4 to get 8. Now when we combine like terms, our final simplified expression for the perimeter will be 6x plus 18. We want to continue to include those units, and because we want it to apply to both the 6x and the 18, we're going to write our answer in inches. When we're finding the area or the space inside the rectangle, we're going to multiply the base, 4, times the height, 3x plus 5. Using that distributive property. 4 times 3x is going to give us 12x, and 4 times 5 is going to give us 20. Now the units for area, remember, is always units squared. So in this case, it's going to be inches squared. And we're going to continue to put it in parentheses so that the inches squared applies to the 12x and the 20. Go ahead and try the next perimeter and area problem on your own, as well as the problems on the back. Have a great day.